Replay Radio is live from Kansas City.
Hey, welcome everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. 1980 Athletics at Royals. We're using the Status Pro score sheet, which is kind of cool. But you got to write really small. Let me show you. You got to write super duper tiny for everything to fit. But that's okay. Just got to adjust, right? You got to adapt. Anyway, let's start this off. It's going to be Ricky Henderson in left field, Murphy in center field, Mitchell Page the DH. Then it's Revering, the first baseman. Wayne Gross at third base, batting fifth. Batting sixth is Tony Armas in right field. It is Mike Heath at catcher, Mario Guerrero the shortstop, and it is I just drew a blank. Picholo at second base, batting ninth. Rennie Martin is on the mound for the Royals. Rennie Martin was 10-10 with a 1.4 whip, and he will be facing Its Keough. Keough is a 6'3", 190-pound right-hander from Newport Beach, California, and he was 16-13 with 20 complete games and 32 games started. Imagine that. Nowadays, you get one complete game and 32 games started. Let's get going. We're going to play fast action cards. This is fall classic baseball. Learn to play. All right, so right here, it's going to be a 33. So we're going to look at, and it's a single plus, which means a single and a potential for a stolen base. So I'm just going to pull a card and look at the D20 number, and it's a 12. He's got a 16, so there goes Henderson, the throw down from Wathan, not in time, stolen base. And Henderson stole a ton of bases in this series. And so has Murphy, Dwayne Murphy, and both Henderson and Murphy have stolen a ton of bases in this series. Murphy had three stolen bases yesterday, caught stealing once. The day before that, he had another stolen base. That's 4 stolen bases. This is the 4th game of a 4-game set. And before that, it was Henderson who had a stolen base. So Ricky has 2 stolen bases, and Murphy has 4 stolen bases in this series. And here's a pitch to Murphy. It's a 44, and that's a base hit single. Lines 1 to right center field. And the runner at second base, if the center fielder is a W or an A arm, the base runner scores. So let's check the arm of the center fielder. It's Willie Wilson, and Wilson has an A arm, so he does score. RBI single for Murphy, and the Athletics are up 1-0. Next is Mitchell Page. Here's a pitch, and that's a 35. 35 is a blank. Now, Rennie Martin is a pitcher column B. So a 35 is an out. We're going to see what kind of an out by looking at the D20. It's a 3. That's a ground ball to the first baseman. Now, this could be a double play, I believe, if the first baseman, Akins, has a strong arm. That's from memory, but I'll double check that. He has an average arm. Let's look. A 3 with a runner on first. If yes, it would be a double play. Otherwise, it's a fielder's choice. So it's going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to be 3, 6, and up comes Dave Revering. I might have a quick game before I sit down and watch a Met doubleheader today. Whereas the Cards, they were wiped out yesterday because of rain. And here's Dave Revering. Here's the pitch. Again, we're looking at column 1 for the first inning as a 23. 23 is a 1-7 as a strikeout. Pull another card. It's a 20. And the result is a ground ball to second base. And there's only 1 out, runner on first. So what was it? The 14 with a runner on second base with a runner on first. Shortstop has a strong arm, and the second baseman has a strong arm. That's White, and I believe White does. No, White has a weak arm. So it's going to be a fielder's choice 4-6. And now Revering's on at first. And here comes Wayne Gross with 2 outs. Here's a pitch from Martin, and that's a 31. And a 31's a base hit single. Nothing there, but you look over at the pitcher, it's a single. And the runner at first base will hold. F will go to third, and Revering is an F, so he will go to third. So we got first and third. That's the third hit of the inning for the Athletics. They are up 1-0. I'd like to see a home run right here to break it open a little bit. So Wathan's going to go out to talk to Rennie Martin. Runners on first and third and 2 out. Armas is a power hitting threat. Here's a pitch. We're looking at a 54. That's going to be a wild chart with men on base. So does a 9 fall within the wild pitch rating? It does. 1-17. We got a 9. So I know that the catcher's wild pitch rating does not go that high because he's not a knuckleballer. And I don't think that any knuckleballers on this team. But I will check Wathan. No, Wathan, I remember, he's only a 1 on pass ball. So this will definitely be a wild pitch. And a run will score here, making the score 2. And runner goes to second base now. Armas is still up. Here's a pitch, and that's a 34. 34 is a blank, and the 34 is an out. What kind of an out? It's an 18. It's a fly ball deep center field. Backing up to the track is the center fielder Wilson, and makes the catch to retire the side. So the Athletics pick up 2 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits, stolen base, and a wild pitch, and we move to the bottom of the first inning. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Check out my channel for a lot of unboxings and a lot of other games, including 4th Street Baseball and APA and Stratomatic and Payoff Pitch and Inside Pitch, a lot of others. Here's Its Keough will be pitching today. These are cards I write on because they are PDF, have really no resale value. Wilson, here's a pitch, and it's a 64. 64 is a blank, and Keough's an A, and that's going to be an out. It's going to be a ground to the shortstop, Guerrero. Up with it, fires to first, and it just gets this speedy Wilson flying down the line. Here's Frank White. Pitch from Keough. It's a 43. That's a blank, and a 43 is an 11, which is a ground ball to 3. The ground ball to first, I believe, and I am correct. So he chops one to first. Revering steps on the bag ahead of White, 2 down, and here comes George Brett. Batted .390 in 1980. It's a 51. It's going to be a KD check. It's an 8. That's too high. KD right here on Keough is 1-3. So we're going to check 51, and that's a error third baseman. Gross. If it's a high number, we don't have to worry about it. It's a 15. It's a ball that Gross gets to. He fires the first and gets Brett. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the top of the second inning, 2-0 Athletics. The Athletics are up in this series 2-1. All right, so now we're going to go to column 2 for the second inning, 63. That's a blank, and a 63 on a B pitcher is an out. What kind of an out's an 11? Ground ball to first base. And that is Willie Mays Aikens. Takes it himself, and here's Guerrero. 44, and that's a base hit. Ground ball up the middle and through into center field, so Guerrero's on with a single. Next up is Picholo with a 43, and that's going to be an out. Kind of an out, an 11. Oh, and that's going to be a 3, and with a runner on first, Picholo is A. Guerrero is, this is a tricky one here because there is a runner on first. F or A runner to second, S runner out at second, and if the batter has an S run rating, he is also out at first, ground ball double play. F or A, batter safe at first. So that's going to be an infield single. I have to talk. I'm going to go to the forum and talk about that. I mean, it should be either or. It seems that it comes up a whole lot, and that adds even more hits to what seems like a kind of a crowded rating area. Henderson. So first and second, Ricky Henderson's up. The pitch is a 51. That's a defensive check. It's an 8, so no. So we're going to check 51, a second base error. We're going to check the number, a 16. That's going to be too high. And it's going to be a fielder, first and second, fielder's choice. So Henderson is on the first. Runner's on first and third now, 2 out. And here comes Dwayne Murphy. Now, Dwayne Murphy singled in his first at bat, picked up an RBI. It's a 35. 35 is a blank. 35 is an out. It's a 1. It's a ball hit right back to the pitcher. Throws him out, and that retires the side. No runs. 2 hits. And we go to the bottom of the second inning. This is fall classic baseball. So you get a lot of intricacies, a lot of complexity, a lot of nuance, a lot of detail, but without much effort. It's real effortless. So it's going to be Its Keough against Darryl Porter. See what happens. We're still in the second inning, so that's a 62, a blank, and a 62 is a strikeout. So Keough gets Porter to strike out. Here's Willie Aikens. A 36. 36 is a blank, and the 36 is an out. And it's a ground ball to the first baseman. Revering beats Aikens to the bag, and here's Wathan. He's a right-handed hitter. That's a 25. 25 is an out. And what kind of an out? It's a 7, which is a fly ball to left. 3 up, 3 down. We are at the top of the third inning. Rennie Martin's on the mound for the Royals. He won 10 games and lost 10 games in 1980. Here's here is Mitchell Page leading off. Mitchell Page with a 64. That's a blank, and a B is an out. We're looking at column 3 now. That's grounded to the shortstop. UL Washington throws out Page. Here's Revering. Revering is reaching on fielder's choice. It's a 31. That's going to be a base hit. Blank there, but you go to the pitcher, and a 31's a single. Ground ball through the right side into left field, and right field, excuse me. And here's Wayne Gross. 13. 13's an out. Kind of an out. It's a 13 again with a runner on first. Oh, he's a lefty. So runner will advance. Ground ball to first. And runner at second base, and Tony Armas, the batter, with a 44, and that is going to be a 1-5 triple. Otherwise, it's a single. We got a 17, so that's a base hit single with 2 outs. Runner should score, and he does. RBI single. It's 3-0 now. RBI single for Tony Armas. Oh, wrong place. All right, and here comes Mike Heath. Heath grounded to the first baseman. That's a 24, and a 24 is an out, kind of an out. It's a 2, which is a fly to shallow center field. Wilson puts it away to retire the side, but 1 run on 2 hits, and the A's lead at 3-0. Bottom of the third. Pete Lecoq leads off, and that's a 46. It's no ballpark home run. We're going to check the ballpark and roll a D20. Check it out. And it's a 16. A 16 is going to be a foul out to third base. Over is Wayne Gross, and he makes the catch for one away. Next batter. That's a 44. And that's going to be a 1-6 double, 7-9 triple. We got a 12, which is a single. Base hit for Clint Hurdle. 1 out single. And here's UO Washington. 41. 41's a blank, and 41's a base on ball. So with 1 out here in the bottom of the third, Royals have a little something going. They got runners on first and third. Hurdle's at second. Washington's at first. And here comes Willie Wilson. It's a 36. 36 is a blank. 36 is an out. What kind of an out? Is a 7. It's a fly to left. Shallow left. Right there is Henderson. 2 out. And Frank White. Here's the pitch. It's a 22, and that's a base hit. That's a base hit at 22 is a single. We're going to see what happens. Weak arm in right field, no. So there's going to be a risk involved. And he doesn't have to take it. My right fielder's arm, let's see what the right fielder is. Right fielder's Tony Armas. He's an average, so 1-3. So he will take it. There's 2 outs, but George Brett is up next. I'm gonna let George Brett bat. George Brett hits a lot of doubles, so they're gonna hold up Hurdle. So now it's bases loaded for George Brett, which is not where you want to be as a pitcher. He's a 390 hitter with 60 walks on top of that. So, all right. So Matt Keough checks the side with Mike Heath. And George Brett bats from the left side. He's 0 for 1 today, grounded to the third baseman. And here is the pitch. We're going to look at column 3, the top of column 3, and that's a 23, and a 23 is an out. Wow, you got lucky there. And it's a 5, which is grounded to the first baseman, Revering, and that retires the side. No runs, 2 hits. The bases are left loaded for the Royals. And now it's going to be Guerrero, Piccolo, and Henderson for the 1980 Athletics. Take a little break after this series with Fall Classic Baseball, and I'm going to get to a couple of games I haven't played in a while, and also replay baseball as well. I haven't played that for a while. So now we're in the 4th inning. That's a 12. A 12 is an out for Guerrero. Kind of an out. It's a ground ball to the 15, the ground ball to the shortstop. 1 down. Nice play by Wilson in the hole. And here's Piccolo. It's a 15. That's a strikeout. So Peach strikes out. And here's Henderson, Ricky Henderson. Looking at column 4 because it's the 4th inning. That's a 12, and it's a base on balls. He's going to have a chance for 2 stolen bases. Let's pull a card. There goes Henderson. And that's a 16. Oh, and a 16 just makes it. He is safe because Wathan, I believe, is an A arm. If he's a strong arm, it would be a -2. So let's check Wathan real quickly here. And Wathan is an A arm. So he steals second base. Second stolen base for Henderson today, and he's going to take off for third. And there he goes. And we're in the top of the 4th. That's 16 again, and he is safe at third base. So back-to-back steals. Steals second, steals third, and now it's Murphy. Here's a pitch. 33. That's lined and drops for a base hit. Run scores. RBI single for Murph. Second RBI of the day. And here's Mitchell Page. It's a pitch. It's a 34. 34 is a blank. 34 is an out. And the 3, it's grounded to the first baseman, Akins, and that retires the side. 1 run comes in on 1 hit, and we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. So it's Matt Keough against Porter, Akins, and Wathen. And we're in the 4th, so we're going to look at a 65. That's a -2 on a pitcher home run, so it's a 7. 7 or less, and that ball is driven deep by Porter. And we're looking at 4, and that is a 14. So that's caught by the center fielder, 1 away. Willie Akins up next. Willie Akins with a 26, and against a righty, that's a base hit. Lines 1 to right. Akins is slow. He's on at first. Wathen is next. And it's a 24. 24 is a 1-4 hit by pitch. And we got a 1. That is a hit by pitch. So Wathen gets plunked. Runners on first and second. And here's Keough with 1 out. And it's an 11. 11 is an out of an out. It's going to be a 12. That's popped up to the third baseman. Right there is Gross in foul ground. Near the stands, reaches in and comes out with it. What a great play by Wayne Gross. Next is Clint Hurdle, the lefty. It's a 31. That's going to be a single. That's a blank. That's a single on Keough. And runner on second, all advanced 2 bases. So 1 run scores. The other one goes to third. RBI single for Clint Hurdle. And it's 3-1 now. Here's UL Washington. Again, we're looking at a 4. It's a 36. That's going to be an out. And a 15, which is a ground ball to the back from the left side. So the ground ball to the second baseman. No, to the first baseman, excuse me. And that retires the side. But the Royals pick up a run on a couple of hits. And the score now is 3-1. We're at the top of the 5th inning. It's going to be Reverend Gross and Armas against Rennie Martin. Rennie Martin can go 20, 27. He's gone 18, 19, 20, 21. So Reverend is 1 for 2 today. And we're in the 5th inning, so that's going to be a 32. A 32 is a blank, and a 32, ooh, it could be a double. 1-16 double, and it's a 19. So it's going to be some sort of an out. So 14, a ground ball to the second baseman. Frank White with a nice play. Throws him out. 1 down. Here's Wayne Gross. 64. 64 is a blank and a B. So some sort of an out. It's going to be a fly to right. Right fielder Hurdle gets it in his sights and squeezes it for the out. And here's Armas. 42. Armas got a blank there and a 42 against a B is a base on ball. So 2-out walk for Armas. And here's Mike Heath. And that is an 11, and that's going to be some sort of an out. It's a fly to left, and that retires the side. They leave 1 to walk. No runs, no hits, and we move down to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a 3-1 ball game. Close ball game. Well pitched. Matt Keough. See if Matt Keough can have an easy inning. He's kind of struggled in the last couple innings. He had 3 on in the 3rd. He had two on and gave up a run in the 4th. Let's see what happens here. Let's move these over because the pile's getting pretty high, so let's start fresh. All right, here goes. We're looking at 5, and that's a 61, so that's going to be an out, strikeout. So Wilson swings and misses at a curveball. Frank White is up next. And a 5 is a 62, and that's going to be a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Keough. Matt Keough pitching a heck of a game so far. He's only allowed 1 run on 4 hits. And here's George Brett. George Brett is trouble. We're looking at column 5 because the 5th inning of 23. That's going to be in out another 23. Second time I rolled the 23. And that is bounced to the second baseman. Makes the throw to first. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. That was an easy inning for Keough. I knew he was due for an easy inning. It's just a matter of I guess whatever cycle you're in, whose ever turn it is in baseball. Guerrero, Piccolo, and then the top of the order. Let's do this. We're looking at 6 now. 6 is a 42. 42 is a blank. 42 is a walk. So Martin is almost to his limit. He does 27. You see that there? That's how many he can go. Batter's face does a starter. So he's gone 26, and we're going to get a Piccolo, who's a sacrifice hit of a 5. You need 2 numbers below 5. And we're looking at 6, a 51. So we get it, 5 or less. So he's going to sacrifice back to the pitcher 1-4. And that is a sacrifice. Runner on second. And here's Ricky Henderson. Here's a pitch. I'll let him go one more, by the way. 6, and that is a 41. That's going to be a walk. And that's going to be it. Next up is Murphy, so we're going to bring in the lefty. Let's see who we got. Lefty. Got a lot of lefties on this team. And that's why I had Christensen yesterday, and Christensen went a long way. So I have to check and see if I have any more lefties on this roster. No, that's all I got. So it's going to be Marty Patton. I've got any more lefties, and I used them up yesterday. I'm going to bring in Marty Patton. He's going to see if I can let him go for a few innings. And here he comes, Marty Patton. I'll write him in. And we're going to see what he is. Let's look at the 20. In the 6th inning, it's going to be an 8, so he's going to be a B pitcher. So Marty Patton comes in. First and second, and here is Murphy. Here's a pitch. It's a 63. That's a blank. So what kind of an out? It's going to be some kind of an out. It's going to be a 17, which is a fly to left field. 2 out. And here's Mitchell Page, the pitch from Patton. It's a 31. And the 31 is going to be a base hit. That's going to most likely score a run. We got to risk, if it's a weak center field arm, and I believe we said Wilson had an average arm, so that's going to be a risk. 1 to 3, he's safe, and this is a Billy ball, so we're going to go for it. No, 1 to 3, he's out. 4 to 6, he is safe. Let's do it. And we got a 4. He is safe. So the throw to the plate, not in time. And I will make that. So if there's a throw to the plate, we're going to give him second base on that, especially since he's fast. So a single, RBI single. Scoring is Guerrero. Stopping at third is Henderson. And he picks up an RBI. And here comes Dave Revering. It is 4-1 now. Here's a pitch to Revering. 52, that's a potential KD check. 7 is too high because it's 1 to 2, so we're going to check. The 52 is an error on the shortstop. And it's an 11. Let's see what the shortstop's number is. Shortstop is UL Washington, and he is a 9. So it just makes it beyond the 9. So it's going to be a ball that Washington gets to and throws to first to end the inning, but the A's pick up 1 run on 1 hit and a couple of walks, and they lead it by a score of 4-1 going to the bottom of the 6th inning. Got a heck of a ball game here. I feel like that at any moment in time, the Royals can explode and score a bunch of runs. It's going to be Porter, Aikens, and Wathan against Matt Keough. Let's see what happens. We're in the 6th. That's a 54. That's going to be a bases empty wild. And our catcher, Heath is a range of a B, and I think it's going to be a base on balls. Ball 4 if the catcher range is a B. Yep. So that is a walk to lead off the inning, something you don't want to do when you're up by 3 runs. You don't want to put those runners on. Here's Aikens. We're looking at a 6, and that's a 25. A 25 is an out. We got lucky there. What kind of an out? It's a 20. And that's going to be it's a line out to the third baseman. L5. No chance for a double play. And next is Wathan. Here's a pitch. We're looking on the 6, a 22, and that's a base hit. And the runner will, if 1 out, assist. So he's going to try to go to third to the center fielder. And the center fielder's, let's see. Center fielder is Murphy, who's an A3. So 1, 2, 3, he's out. And we're looking at 6, and that's a 2. He is out at third base, 8-5. An assist for the center fielder Murphy, and here comes Lecoq. Pete Lecoq with a runner on first, 2 outs. Pitch from Keough, 23, and that's going to be an out. Be a ground ball to second base, and that retires the side. So no runs, 1 hit. We go to the top of the 7th. Scores 4-1 Athletics. Man, I'd love for the Athletics to hold on to win this game. I don't know what's going to happen, though. Marty Patton against Wayne Gross leading off the top of the 7th. Let's get through this, and I'll stop a minute to get a drink. All right, we're looking at 7 now. It's a 15, and it's going to be some sort of an out. It's going to be a bouncer to White at second. Throws out Gross. Here's Armas. 24, and that's a potential hit by pitch. And an 11 is not going to be hit by pitch. And we're going to look at a 1. It's a bouncer right back to Patton, who throws out Armas, 2 down. And here's Heath. Pitch to Heath from Marty Patton with 2 out, top of the 7th. It's a 13. That's an out, kind of an out. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. Washington throws out Heath, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. Easy inning for Patton. Patton can go 13. You can see that here on his card. Go 13 batters. All right. That's the 7th inning stretch. Get to the vendor quickly. Grab yourself a brewski because they're going to close up shop. I'm going to sip some of my lemonade. All righty. Matt Keough can go 36. He's gone 28, 27 so far. This is Learn to Play, so I'm taking my time to explain some things more so than normal. Here's Clint Hurdle. So we're going to look at column 7 because it's the 7th inning. That's a 66. 1-5 is a home run. Otherwise, it's going to be off the wall. And we're going to look at an 8. Oh, just misses a home run, and that's going to be a double for Hurdle. A well-struck double to right center field. Washington is up. Here's a pitch to Washington, and the 7 is a 51. We're going to do a KD check, and that's a strikeout. He gets with the 1. Keough is a 1-3. Look at that. So we go to the top of the order now. Willie Wilson, 1 out, 1 on. Here's a pitch, a 14. A 14 is an out. And that's a ground ball to the first baseman, which will allow Hurdle to move to third. G3. And here's Frank White. Frank White today is 1 for 3. 2 outs. Runner on third now. Bottom of the 7th, 4-1. Big pitch by Keough to Frank White. You want to get him. You want to face Brett. And a 61 will get the out. It's a blank and a 61. Strike 3, and he strikes him out to end the inning. And that is strikeout number 3, 4, 5 for Keough. 3 up. Well, it was a leadoff double, and then it was 3 consecutive outs, no runs, 1 hit. We go to the top of the 8th inning. You just feel like the Royals are just on the verge of breaking out and scoring a lot of runs. That's why you got to avoid George Brett at all costs. All right, it's Guerrero, Piccolo. This is Patton's 2nd inning. No, he's gone 1.2. He's still good. We'll let him go. This is 1980. So that's a 66, and that's going to be a double for Guerrero. Drives one down the line into the left field corner, and left fielder Lecoq plays the carom, gets it in quickly to the second baseman White, and they hold Guerrero to a double. Going to get a square by Piccolo with a runner on second base, and we're looking at an 8, and it is going to be a 2, so that's a good bunt. It's going to be a ball dropped in front of the plate, and the catcher throws to first. Runner on third now. Infield is in for the Royals. See what happens. Here's Ricky Henderson, a 52. That's going to be a potential KD check, and it's an 8. That's too high. And now we're going to look at a third baseman error. And now we're going to look at the number. That's too high. So it's going to be a ball hit to third base, and that is going to be a hold. And next is Murphy. Let me just check that real quick. Defensive chart, runner on third. Grounded to third base, runner holds. Oh, with one out, he's going to try to score. He's going to try to score, and the result is force out at home. It's going to be a 5-2 force out. Yep, because that's my house rule, and if you guys watch when there's 1 out, we go, and with no outs, we wait. So it's a fielder's choice. So Ricky is on at first, and here's Murphy with 2 outs. It's a pitch. 24, and that is going to be a 1-2 hit by pitch, and it's a 4, so it's going to be bounced to the second baseman, White, who throws out Murphy to end the inning, in the half inning. And after 7.5, it is 4-1 Athletics. So we're going to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's going to be Brett Porter and Akins against Matt Keough. See what happens. Here's Brett with a 36, and that's going to be a line out to the shortstop. L6. 1 down. That's the guy you want to get out. Here's Porter with a 31. That's a base hit. Hits one hard up the middle. Next is Akins. That's a 12. A 12 is an out. What kind of an out is that going to be? A 5. With a runner on first. And he's a lefty. Oh, that's going to be a double play. My first baseman has a strong arm, so that's going to be 3-6-3 double play. 3-6-3 double play because it's a yep. Hold on a second. We pulled a 24. No, we pulled a 12, which is an out. Then we looked at a 5, and a 5 is going to be a 3-6-3 double play. So they get out of the inning just like that. No runs. No runs. 1 hit. no errors. And we go to the top of the ninth inning. 4-1 Athletics. So the Athletics are 3 outs away from basically breaking even in this series. Hopefully we can do it against a team that's much better than ours, the Royals. Here's a pitch from Patton, is still in there. You know what? We're gonna.
Today.
Oh, I'm sorry.
2 months until July 4th.
I don't know why that's weird. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna bring in a new pitcher. It's gonna be. What did I write down? Christensen, I used him already. Quisenberry, Patton. I'm going to bring Quisenberry just to get him some work. It's only 1 inning. He'll be okay. Not a save situation, but so Quisenberry is in. Patton is out. Did a good job. Marty Patton. Mitchell Page leading it off. And we're looking at the top of the ninth. It's going to be a 24, and that's going to be a 1-2 hit by pitch, and it's a 14, and it bounces second baseman. White throws out pitch. Page, 1 away. All right, we're looking at the ninth. 16. 16 is an out. It's kind of an out. It's a 19. 1-9. The 9 represents the right fielder. 2 out. And then it's Wayne Gross with a 63. That's a blank. So we didn't check Quisenberry. He's a righty. Let's pull a card for him right now. Quisenberry will be a B pitcher. And a 63 will be an out, kind of an out. Pull 1 more. Say ground to second to end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down in the top of the ninth. And we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. Hopefully Keough can hold off the mighty Royals offense. Kansas City Royals 1980. What a heck of a team. It's going to be Wathan, who is 1 for 2 with a hit by pitch. Lecoq, who's 0 for 3. And Hurdle, who's 3 for 3. Wow. Clint Hurdle's having quite a day. All right, here's a pitch. It's a 41. A 41 is going to be a base on balls. Ouch. Not the way you want to start off the ninth inning. So there's some movement in the A's dugout. And here's Wathan. It's a 16. That's going to be some sort of an out. We'll see. We get lucky. It's an 11. And Pete Lecoq is going to be out at first. And Wathan is average. So he is safe. Yeah, that comes up an awful lot, that result. The Athletics record is going to be 20-18. And the Royals will drop to 24-13. And Matt Keough, let's see what he does. Hold on a second. Single, I'm going to single. Hold on. And it was first and third, and it was a wild pitch, and it was a fly out by Armas. Okay, let's check and see what Keough's record is. Keough is going to, improve his record to 7 wins and 2 losses. Holy smokes. And of course, his ERA comes down a bunch. It started off, he only gave it 1 run. It started off at 275, so he will drop maybe to 250. So anyway, that's it for the Royals this time around. We will see them again in the future, in the near future, for sure. And this is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice. Check out the other games on my channel and the unboxings. There's some great stuff on there. And reach out to me. Tell me your thoughts. Subscribe, like, and all that other fun stuff. I will see you guys soon. And I'm going to watch the Mets.